Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Well, I thought I would completely clean my sonic palette, our sonic palette, and I'm going to be doing Snarky Puppy, Bent Nails. Now, I've done a couple of them earlier on in the channel, and it really put to sleep me wanting to do theoretical breakdowns, talk about modes, motifs, and scales, etc., meters and stuff. Well, I still like to dance around the meter thing. Because last time I did something, I think on one of the Snarky Puppy videos, I was talking about a mode, and in my head I was thinking a different key, and I got the wrong mode, and I got laid into like, oh, what kind of a composer are you? It's like, oh, that's not what this channel's about anyhow. Anyhow, Snarky Puppy is an amazing band, but my friend said to check this one out. It's not really high on the scale of the millions of views of all the other ones, so I'm excited about that. First of all, I want to thank you guys, those of you who bought me a cup of coffee. You know my channel's not monetized. If you see any advertisement, that's because the publishers of the song, they do copyright claim, and those ads are theirs, not mine. I want to thank you guys for the subs, sharing the videos. People are saying, dude, I just saw your video on Twitter. And anyhow, all of that good stuff being said, Snarky Puppy, Bent Nails. All right. Holy funk ministry. I can't stop laughing. It's too early in the morning for this, but it's not, because this just like juiced me. Like, this is fun ass stuff here. These guys, Michael League is an absolutely amazing composer and arranger, and supporting all of his incredible work are these amazing musicians. I noticed from the other ones, that the other two that I did from one show, there are a few different members here, but it's that power band, super funk, fusion. This is not this. Excuse me. Remember, the goal for what it is that I do here is just to bring on these really super cool nuances, so that when you're listening to something, especially complex as this, you hang your hat on certain things that I might bring out. That being said, if you are truly just a listener and you're just enjoying this, obviously one of the things that's up front is it seems like there could be meter changes and stuff. I am feeling it's actually pretty straightforward in what they call a 4/4. For those of you who don't know anything about music, there are different meters that could be used so that musicians better understand what the composer and arranger is writing. Sometimes people think there's all these crazy meters, but at times it's really straightforward, and the arrangement that the composer writes actually crosses over into other measures. God, didn't I just say I wasn't going to do... that wasn't theory, but that was a little beyond, I think, where I wanted to go. So obviously one of the first things that I felt was something that us musicians always love to talk about with incredible funky pieces like this. Where's the one? Where's that downbeat that we feel naturally? Here comes the drums, and it didn't come in there. You know, actually, I think you may have seen where I was starting to bounce and stuff, because my gut told me where the 1 was, and that was where the downbeat was, but the drums didn't come in that standard 1. You know, you felt like it'd be maybe a down, you know, a kick that starts the 1 or something. And then go ahead and even throw that more into the fray, is you have these counter arrangements by the keyboards. The guitar player, the opening line that the guitar player starts, that continues through. That's the riff that continues through. And then, of course, then the horns come in with their phrasing, and even throws it even more for a loop. So, I mean, I haven't heard any kind of lead or anything quite yet, but as far as setting up just a complete, like, I could listen to this probably for about another minute and a half as they added other sprinkles of arrangements. Another thing I want to bring to mind, one of the things that I use to see if I can't sneak in really quick where's the 1 is percussion somewhere. Now, in the case of some of the prog rock bands that I've been reacting to, first time listen to, a lot of times it's a hi-hat. I mean, because there isn't a percussion section in any prog rock bands as far as I have ever seen, such as of yet. We have a, you know, Nate Worth, I believe his name. I think he's still there, but it looks he has like he has a couple of guys there. 2 things that are going on. There actually is a pretty straight tempo with the hi-hat of the drums in between other hi-hat works with his accents. So he could be going, but there is a pretty straight line that at least gives me a security place of where the tempo is. The other thing that I'm listening for, and you have to listen for it, is the triangle in the percussion. The triangle in the percussion, you can hear it, and then there's some shakers that are going on. So for me, this was like full on wake up, you know, like I said, funk ministry. It's a Sunday morning. I'm like, it's okay. Anyhow, hi Goober. Let's go back a little bit and see where these guys take us. Okay, briefly, great solo. I love that solo. Had a lot of feel. Really straight kind of playing around chromatically and really going up into these half steps and really kind of, instead of, I would hate to actually, I would love and then hate to do a solo through this because there's so many, it's such a powerful, funky arrangement to fit a solo through that, though it could be done, there's no two ways about it. Is a very kind of risky little thing, and he pulled it off because there's every crevice is just about filled. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to take you back about 20 seconds after his solo, and remember I said, well, I kind of hang on to the drummer's hi-hat. Well, this time the drummer definitely stays away from holding any essence of a you know. So you really got to dig into the triangle. It's hard to hear if you don't have your any headsets or earbuds or something on, but it's a very, very high-pitched tone, and obviously it's a triangle, it's percussive. Let's go back and let's see if we can't just listen to that, see if that catches, if we can't catch the 4 on that. Oh, jeez. That was such a crispy change and passage out. I thought they would have like maybe turned it around and maybe finished with the opening riff or something. But as they change into this, everything just finally squares off, and that's what I really appreciate about this composition. Is they just threw, like I said, this full-on funk ministry at us, and then they go ahead and straighten it out with this really pretty chord changes that Michael League started with. I love the fact also, too, that Michael League is the bass player. He's the main arranger and composer. I like the fact, too, in the other videos that I did and I've seen on Snarky Puppy, not shy from playing, you know, bass and then playing here. And there's times where I've seen him kind of, seems like is he on both? I mean, or holding, you know, a tonic here and doing stuff here. I don't know. They're all that talented. And so that last section was a really nice section to kind of rinse too, you know what I mean? Another thing that I want to bring up is if you're not familiar with the band, there are multiple guitar players, multiple keyboards here. Drums, obviously, and in this case, the percussionist, Nate Worth, usually he's on his own killing it, at least on the one I Like It Here or We Like It Here DVD that I did the 2 other ones from. He has, you know, he's got a couple guys helping. I think one with the triangle, I think one with the shaker and stuff, but Nate's still the people's elbow of that. But there was, you know, the thing is about the power that we're listening to also has to, is a big part of it is having so many duplicate instruments. You can assign the unison melody to different tonal layers. There was a Hammond, or was it a B3 or something in the back next to the soloist. I can hear him following percussively a lot of the melody in unison. And I didn't hear intense harmonies through this, and for that I'm grateful, because I probably would have had funk overload. But Snarky Puppy Bent Nails, I'm so stoked that my friend sent me this, because I was expecting, well, I guess you never know what to expect, like a lot of the bands that I'm doing here. You know, you say, hey, this is what they're about and all that, and then you come to realize this is just a drop in the bucket. Anyhow, hey, the sun's coming up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I want to thank you guys for enjoying this rinse here with Snarky Puppy Bent Nails. I got to wrap it back into some prog rock slowly, and then I've got some metal, and I'm going to try some black metal for the first time. I've had some people say, oh, don't know if you can handle this. Will you try? Well, I'll try anything. I want to once again thank you guys for the cup of coffee. If you guys bought AKG 240 headsets, the link for this is down below. And yeah. So, mama say, mama same, makusa. All right.